Dave Asay has lived a life of service to the study of the Book of Mormon, and his wife Pamela has stood firmly by his side, making her own contributions to the support of Book of Mormon scholarship. Therefore, it is with great pleasure that Book of Mormon Central recognizes their lifetime achievements by presenting them with the Father Lehi and Mother Soraya Award for 2021.
I was born in Provo, Utah, and grew up primarily in Pleasant Grove. I eventually had 8 siblings, so come from a large family, and had a wonderful childhood. I was active in the athletics there. I played football and basketball and baseball, and I was also in the band, played trombone. As I became a senior, I found this cute little girl, and she grew up about 2 blocks away from where I lived.
Dave and I met at Golden Green Ball practice. It was back in the day when they used to do floor shows.
I took Pam as my partner, and that's where we first started to get acquainted, and we have been partners ever since. We have a beautiful family and 14 grandchildren that we just love so much. I began going to school at Utah State University. This was in the middle of the Vietnam War time, so I actually joined the National Guard there in Logan, dating very seriously with Pam, and we got married later that year in October. So I began working and had some great times with some major companies in sales, and had good success. And eventually we moved to Georgia. I took a position with 3M Company for a time, and then Pam and I purchased a franchise that allowed us more freedom and grew to be successful and provide well for our family. And then I got involved. Brother Joe Allen came to our Roswell stake and conducted a fireside there about Book of Mormon lands. And this was all new to me. It was exciting, and so I started investigating that, and actually went to New York and did my own research up there. Pam was watching a TV show one night, I believe on the History Channel, and then there was a couple of fellas that were doing a documentary on the Mount Sinai. A light bulb went on in my head, and I thought, somebody needs to do video or a documentary like this for the Hill Cumorah. At that point, I contacted a good friend of mine in Utah and asked him if he wanted to go on an adventure and do this documentary about the Hill Cumorah. And so Randy Miller and I put our heads together and went down. We toured around down there and took a cameraman and did some videos and put together the documentary called In Search of Ancient Cumorah. Shortly after that, I did a second video called Lehi's Land of First Inheritance. It was like going to college for me, going on this trip down to Guatemala and into Mexico and filming this video.
I was happy to see him involved in something that, he was so excited about, the things that he was learning through Brother Allen. It was hard mostly when he was doing filming and doing all of the traveling with the conferences and stuff like that, but it just kind of felt right. And so I was more than happy to support him in this endeavor, give him a new direction to go. We did make a trip one year while I was teaching seminary to Chichen Itza, which, the minute I saw the temple there, I could see it back in a Book of Mormon times, because it just sounded like it was described in the scriptures.
In the course of these videos, we formed a Book of Mormon Archaeological Forum, because the idea was to provide a platform for scholars and archaeologists and researchers that had been doing so much work on the lens of the Book of Mormon and have no place to present their research. And I founded that along with 2 or 3 other brethren. Brother Dick Gordon, Ryan Williams, and Bob Sperry were my co-founders of BMAF. And so from that point, we began holding an annual conference. And so that has been just a highlight for me every year. There have been several people over the years that have come up and just told us how much they appreciated the things that they've learned at our conferences. And many of these people have gone with us on the convention trips into Guatemala and Mexico. And again, they've said, you know, this type of thing has just been such a boost to their testimony. And then going to some of these proposed Book of Mormon sites in Guatemala and Mexico have just been fantastic for me. We've seen some great sites. We've met so many wonderful people down there, and so it's been, over these years, has been such a terrific experience. And then finally here, just within the last couple of years, merging with Book of Mormon Central has been a great experience and a great blessing. We were just looking for some new blood, some young blood, some strength for our organization to keep things going. And Kirk Magleby had been a good supporter and had been working with BMAF. And he came to a board meeting and proposed that BMAF should and could merge with Book of Mormon Central and keep everything under one umbrella. So it really took kind of a burden or a load off of some of us that were getting up in years and having some health issues, and so we were just the time was right for us to do that, and it was I think it was a blessing to do that.
Congratulations to Dave and Pam Asay, the recipients of the Father Lehi and Mother Soraya Award for 2021.